would be like, work it, work it.
That's our alarm sound?
Yes.
Okay, I'm good for it.
This is good.
First part. Yeah, so speaking of broken, we are like currently broken. Like for me personally, I subluxed my left knee. Which basically means I had a partial dislocation on my knee. So like if this is the kneecap, I'm like this. Woo-woo.
Yeah.
Dance injury that I've had before, like years ago. But I was performing. My knee said, no.
Your knee said, "Ada whoop."
She said, and I oop.
Insert her.
Having a regular practice, stretching regularly, doing the PT exercises. That time that you have to like kind of commit to yourself of like getting back together.
Yeah. So I guess you can say refractured my T12. I actually fractured that in college in my dance days and pulled a lot of the muscles on my left side, which happened when I was reaching for my dog. But she always say hi.
Say hi, Loki.
But basically this was like a recurring issue and thing that I just haven't been paying attention to, and became unbearable. Moving around, doing simple things like reaching for things will cause it to leave the ligaments be like, right? Figuring out new things and new ways so this doesn't keep happening, the reoccurrence of these things. So right now, dancing is still happening for us, but we want to enter into the new year full-bodied, really recharged. So we're taking like a moment.
So that we can twirl. Twirl. But along the lines of like living in New York, just trying to eat, trying to pay rent and eat, literally. But like how like injuries or when your body isn't at 100%, how you still have to do those things.
Yeah, still live your life even though you're injured. And I think being in New York, it came to clear understanding of how broke I am is actually when I went home and noticing like how much care I couldn't get because of my insurance and how low it was, and actually going in places that they weren't so knowledgeable about, realizing how much money I don't have and really wanting more money to be able to get the things and the care that I really need truly did enough affect my whole view on this life outside of the arts. Like, do you need a better job? Do you need a job that has benefits so you're able to get that cleaning for the tooth you have in the back of the mouth of that cavity?
Because we're on such this go of like New York, I feel like the time that it takes that you should be putting towards self-care is just like non-existent. And you almost feel guilty for like taking time to take care of yourself, which is super wild. I work at an acupuncture clinic, so I'm like looking at like different insurances and looking at things when patients come in. But you see some patients that like have the ability to like have like
the full works.
You're like, oh, you're completely covered. You can come in for acupuncture whenever you want, girl. Come in, slide through. And then you see like some patients that you're like, you have a $4,000 deductible and you have met $2 of it. And until you meet that $3,998 $98, well, you're gonna have to be pricking yourself.
Yeah, basically.
Which is wild.
At the end of the day, our system is to help people, right? You wanna feel helped. You wanna feel noticed. You feel like you wanna get the care that you deserve, and it just sucks based on what you're making. That's the only thing that you can get, which is so unfair. Like someone who can come in every day and get acupuncture. I mean, you got it together. Me, can I do that if you wasn't my best friend?
Yeah.
Acupuncture, who?
Talking about like, oh, should I have to get a better job now?
Yeah.
So basically how like self-care, health insurance are tied into your like dreams and goals as like a person. You're like, oh, do I have to give up my dream or like my?
It makes you separate the two, which is sucky for artists in New York because we know so many people who are dealing with this constantly. We're starting this conversation of healthcare. Wherever we post this, comment below, wherever. we need to come together as a force to be like, you know what, I saw this the other day, I'm going to sing this to you, this is my health insurance, this is what I'm paying. I've seen wonderful people go here or there where they're able to work with you. I think that is great because we don't have a 9 to 5 sometimes.
Yeah, most artists don't.
Most artists don't have a 9 to 5.
You're doing your waiter job, you're doing your like teacher, you're doing your Yoda certification.
Like we have friends who are doing like bar mitzvahs and then they're going to rehearsals and then they're doing this and then they're doing that, but they're like, I still don't have enough money to literally buy myself groceries this week. Literally. Out of the 5 jobs they have. Yeah. Because I'm counting my coins. Yeah. And it just sucks. The world is not fair.
But also noticing how in different places in the world, insurance is not this complicated. You're like, oh, my foot is amputated or cut off.
It's not.
Let me go and like sew it back on. Thank you. Like I'm doing the furthest stair down the stairs. Like
in New York, it's like a bubble. It's when you step outside the bubble, it's a totally difference in prices. It's a totally difference in way of living. It's just a difference.
So I was watching a Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle. I think he's like a comedic genius. Even though he's like can be like super raunchy and like kind of like off cuff. I think he just like is like just super transparent.
I think so too. And a lot of people can't swallow transparency. Let's be real.
Can't swallow transparency.
You can't swallow that pill,
it's a big pill.
It is a big
You better
pill.
get a big glass of water. He was doing this joke about like how he grew up poor and his dad was like, don't touch the thermostat. He's like, Dad, I'm tired of being poor. And then Dad was like, son, you're not poor. Poor is a mentality. What you are, son, is broke. Factual.
Why is being poor so hard? Yeah. It's definitely, I think it is a mentality. Like, my parents always say, if you speak upon it, it will happen. So, don't speak on it.
Hey, Mark and Catherine. We were talking about health insurance, but like just like mental health. But if you are like thinking constantly that you are like poor, I think it can like start to ingrain itself and weave itself into how you like just the way that you see the world.
It literally, everyone knows statistics wise that money is one of the main things that causes relationships to fail. So imagine the money issue on yourself, how stressful that is, just holding that in, how that can leak into your daily life. I can speak for it myself, like on this personal journey for me recently, like literally 2 days ago, I'm still dealing with this of knowing you have debt in all these different places. On top of that, you gotta owe people. On top of that, you gotta go to work, and then you gotta pay this and pay that. It's gone into gaining of weight. I can't even get out of the bed. Usually, everyone who knows me, I'm such an upbeat person. Didn't even want to be around people. So knowing how that was just a small part of a larger situation, it affected me so much. It will upset you, but everyone says it. Like, you'll get out of it. I know that is so lame. But like, oh, make it for real.
All in time.
Oh. If you don't y'all hate on Instagram when people be posting, everything will be great in time, and you're just like,
well, I've been broke.
What kind of watch do you got? You got a Rolex?
You got
I got my
Rolex?
watch from Walmart, honey. So I don't know.
I use the sun as my time. It's evening.
I don't got it like you. I don't got a smart watch. I don't got a Fitbit.
I go like that. It's 3 o'clock. I don't know what we were talking about.
All together in time. Better in time.
Okay, so so there is something I think in the validity of like this too shall pass. I think when you're in the thick of it, everything can feel like it's tumbling on top of you.
Yeah.
And it's that moment when you like somewhat pass it and have shifted in it, where you're like you can acknowledge, oh, I've made it past a certain point.
The acknowledgement of it, it's really hard for people to get to. This is just a season. It's fall, honey. It's about to be winter. It's a season. It shall pass.
It shall pass.
Just comment below and see like what you would like for us to talk about in this Broken series. It could be so many things, you guys. We did it.
It's beautiful, but also thanks, guys.
Have a great whatever day. Remember, you are blessed.
You're blessed. You're beautiful. You're important, and we believe in you.
Believe in you.